first topic that we have on the board is what makes you more powerful, brute strength, magic, or intelligence slash technology?
This is such a good question because it always goes back to those middle school arguments where everyone's like, who would beat Goku in a fight? Because obviously Goku's supposed to be super strong. But I always think magic is the most important. Because if you ask me who would beat anyone in the Marvel universe, I'm always going to say Doctor Strange. Because magic is a combination, I think, of brute strength and intelligence. When you can work people's realities, then you control the battlefield, in my opinion.
I think that's a good point. I think that when it comes to magic, like magic users written in the comics, I think that it's written so that their mind works a little bit different. It has you to be able to tap into that magic. So it may be that you could like give that person an IQ test and they might come out higher. I don't know. If that theory holds true, then I would say magic is like the strongest case to be made. Magic is probably top, but if that's not the case and basically magic doesn't make your intelligence higher because your mind's working differently, then I would say intelligence and technology. I think Iron Man versus Doctor Strange, I think if that fight ever went down, I think it'd be a really good fight. But you can see that Doctor Strange is pretty intelligent, so that's a case to be made too. But then say he was to face someone like Wonder Woman or somebody who utilizes magic, because isn't it her lasso magic?
Yep.
Okay, so if he was to utilize somebody like that, fight somebody like that, I don't know if she would be able to tap in the same level of strategy and game plans and stuff as her. And I think that he could invent technology that would counteract her magic, some way. Also, him being as intelligent as he is, he may be able to tap into that force and actually create weapons that are anti whatever they have going on. So whatever their weakness is, I think he can go against, because Lex Luthor always gives the whole Justice League a run for their money. And so I think that it's the same way. So I think magic user with intelligence is gonna be top of the pyramid. But if it's not an intelligence factor, if it comes down to intelligence, I think intelligence is going to be the one who wins.
Okay. I don't think Wonder Woman is a good example for magic because her lasso has very limited capabilities. I think if you were to talk about who is the most powerful with magic, you were to talk about somebody like Scarlet Witch, for example.
Oh,
But but I don't, because Wonder Woman's lasso just gets you to tell the truth. That's not that. You can't beat anybody with that. Not another superhero. But I think with intelligence versus magic, because I guess brute strength is completely out of the question, because without intelligence or magic, you could easily maneuver around someone with brute strength. You could easily figure out their weaknesses or trick them some kind of way, either through being smarter or through manipulating their reality. I think when it comes to intelligence, you have to operate like solely within logic and reason. And how the hell does reasoning affect someone who can manipulate your environment?
yeah, and there's a case to be made for that because um, Thanos is a perfect example. He had the Infinity Gauntlet. He had access to pretty much the most powerful magic that is written. He beat the Hulk with brute strength. He didn't even have the Infinity Stones at the time. He beat Hulk with brute strength. So brute strength wise, he's written to be stronger from what I can tell. It looks like that on screen. So he had brute strength, he had magic. The only thing that he wasn't stronger in was intelligence, and he ended up getting beat by Iron Man, who was supposed to be one of the smartest characters in the MCU. So yeah, I would say that intelligence is gonna win that, especially when you throw in technology, depending on who the user is. Um, of course, different factors could play in because any fight can go any way, especially in comics and like Marvel and stuff. But because I don't know, for instance, if Professor X could have done the same thing against Thanos or Mr. Fantastic, both very intelligent characters. I don't know if they could have done the same thing against Thanos. I'm just like trying to think through that in my head. If they had been in the exact same situation, if they didn't have the flight ability that Tony Stark had invented and stuff, they wouldn't have been able to do the same thing he did. So I don't know. Um, I do think it's case by case, but I think the combination of technology and intelligence definitely is a strong one.
Okay, Iron Man didn't really beat Thanos one on one, so that's not a fair comparison. Thanos was going against all of the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy, so that's not really a fair testament to Iron Man's skills.
True, that's true. Yeah, if they had went one on one, Thanos probably would have like terribly beat him. But um, I mean that he played with his environment, so we don't know because he hadn't faced him one on one. When he did face him with a smaller crew of people, they still almost managed to get the Infinity Gauntlet off of his hand. So I mean,
But I think Iron Man, Batman, Black Panther, they all prove that intelligence doesn't really mean anything if you don't have the money to back it up. Same with Lex Luthor. If Lex Luthor wasn't so rich, he couldn't have gone toe to toe with the Justice League like he did. So, intelligence
true.
by itself, you still need some type of backup. However, with magic, all you need is yourself and your brain and your magic abilities.
That's all good points, and so I think it comes down to basically I think it comes down to the factors in who the actual person is. Because some magic users I think could beat some intelligence users, and technology and everything. Um, and then the money thing, of course, you're right. That's a big factor. But then again, a magic user that had a lot of money might have a slight advantage. So I think there's a lot of factors to weigh into that. But if you were to look explicitly at intelligence, just say that that was the top thing. Um, and at least I think Tony Stark could pretty much beat a lot of people. Um, I mean, he may, it just depends on the scenario. I think he could beat a lot of people.